European region had just created this brand new innovative strategy, and the North America best team is taking on the EU strategy heads on, and we're gonna analyze who is better in this video for the AOS Cup Grand Finals. Let's go! EU guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave. Welcome back to Team 4 and Famous Family again. Yesterday was the AOS Cup Grand Finals for European and NA region, and we gotta see some innovative strategies, especially from European region. Now, there's one team in North America called Full Send that straight up copied the European team strategy and moved it in North America. And when I say copy, guys, I mean copying from 100 to 0. They copied everything from draft, from rotations, from how to go about objectives, or how to go about the flow of the game. Everything that you will see right here from Team Full Send on the orange side is basically what the EU #1 team did. They won the AOS Cup Grand Finals, a $25,000 tournament with this strategy. So the NA team Full Send decided to took it out to go against Team GG, the Gaming Gladiators, the well-known best teams in North America, and see which strategy is better. So we're gonna analyze the game from a beginning to end and tell you the differences between the two strategies. So you're gonna see some innovative ways in a new meta Post-Buddy-Barrier-Nerf. Let's go. Now, just a little bit of background about this game. This is the second best out of 5 in the Grand Finals. So Full Send has already taken a best out of 5 from Gaming Gladiators because Full Send came from the loser bracket, and if you came from the loser bracket, you have to beat the winner bracket player one time, and then it clears the entire series. You have to beat them another time in order to claim the throne. So Full Send has already won with the strategy in a best out of 5 series. They won in the first set of series 3-1 fashion, really strong, really dominating. And now best out of 5 series in the second one. This is the last game. This is the 5th game actually. It's 2-2 match point for both sides. So if Full Send win this game, they win the whole series. Now with that being said, let's jump into the last and final game. Right off the bat, you can see that Team Full Send on the orange side, they have an Eevee in the jungle. Whereas Team Gaming Gladiators, they're running something traditional. They have Greninja in the jungle area. So again, full clash of NA versus EU. There's something that Team GG is doing though, which I highly recommended our team to do, which is running Blastoise in the team. Because Blastoise in the current meta is very tanky, and you can run down your entire team, especially comboing that with the Hoopa Shadow Ball, and you have a Hyperspace Hole. Lower enemy defense, that's #1. #2, you can teleport the diving Blastoise back to base safely if that's something your team wanted to do. So the bottom side, you can see right here, Team GG already rotated their jungle to the bottom side because they know they cannot go top against a level 4 Sylveon. And Sylveon didn't actually clear the full jungle. He only cleared one camp, and then a Lillipuff, and then one buff before rotating to top side. And they're leaving a lot of farm on the bottom side to the Blastoise. Because Sylveon, the reason why they run Sylveon in the European meta is because Sylveon doesn't need a lot of farm. Now in this particular game, Otter actually took 2 camps, which is not something that we see often. In fact, for all the games that I played, this is one of the first time they took both camps. It's actually really odd because most of the time when they copy European meta, the European #1 team only take 1 buff and leave the rest of the farm to Blastoise. This way, this Blastoise can get to level 7 guaranteed before the first Dreadnought. And that's the power spike for Blastoise, right? Water Spout and Rapid Spin combo, you need to have the level 7. You cannot be level 5, you cannot be level 6. In fact, level 5, level 6 Blastoise is more useless than any other Pokemon you can see in this entire game. He throws a Water Spout and he just auto attacks you. There's nothing else he does in a grand scheme of a team fight. But top side, Bulby is already ODing, just diving indie right here. He's taking very low, and he'll be punched all the way. But right now you can see for Full Send orange side, the Blastoise already farming jungle, right? He's clearing everything, and the Sylveon is going to the lane. He's more of a laner now after the first set of clear, right? He's just started using Hyper Voice and to poke everybody because that's the power spike that's really strong. And you can see how much damage he's doing to Lutano right now with a singular Hyper Voice, where Blastoise is farming around and trying to get himself level 7. They do have 30 more seconds. The second set of bees coming up. So can Blastoise get that level 7? Like I said, he needs that first set of one of the first set of buff, but obviously Otter decided to take 2 buff, and that's why Celestial's level 7's delayed this game. Usually you will see a level 7, if not a level 9 Blastoise from Team Full Send by the time they reach the first shred. But this is one of the exceptions here. Still, with the clear of the first set of bees, you have a Blastoise coming to the bottom side, fully level 7, fully ready for the flip. And now their entire 2 teams are using the hyperspace portal to come to the bottom side. First set of team fight is going to begin right here, and Otter's going to be level 8. Level 8 Sylveon also have the Unite move, really early power spike right here. You can see the full flip comes in, and Otter uses United dive into the enemy team. Blastoise comes in, the Water Spout, but unfortunately for the entire team of Gaming Gladiators, even though they won the team fight with the push from Lutano on the Trevenant, Sylveon did end up using the Hyper Voice to secure the Dreadnought. And that's a strategy behind the thinking process behind the European strategy. You have Hyper Voice, you have Water Spout Rapid Spin combo onto the objective. They're completely unstoppable. You cannot stop them. The only way to do it is KO them. But while they're doing that, you have a Hyper Voice with a Calm Mind who's really tanky. It's really hard to KO. What can I say about Blastoise? It's already too tanky of a Pokemon to do anything about. And then they have a Lucario who has Pop, right? The Power Up Punch plus Close Combat is also unstoppable. And the Power Up Punch does a lot of single target damage. So right here, you can see both teams. For European teams, every time there's objective Beast, Dreadnought, Rotom, they just spin on it. They just do everything they have on it. They full 50% flip. And they know they have a better flip because they have Lucario. And then they have a higher percentage damage, a higher singular burst damage, a higher AoE burst damage, including the Hyper Voice and the Rapid Spin. And they're unkillable. So I think the current meta that what they're doing here is innovative, but it's also kind of cringe because I've mentioned how tanky Blastoise is. You know, like anytime when you have a Pokemon, when you run into a Pokemon that's completely unstoppable, they need to nerf the stats on it. They cannot have the stats so high, especially when Blastoise, once you get the Rapid Spin evolved, not only do you do so much damage, you move faster, and you have additional defense, special attack defense. It just doesn't make any sense to me how unstoppable are designed in this game. Like, it does not add up. Any mobile, when you have unstoppable conditions of status, you should reduce your defenses so, you know, you compensate for the unstoppable element of it. But in Pokemon Unite, they add everything on top. Yeah, we'll make you unstoppable. Yeah, we'll give you Grid and Covat. But on top of it, I'll make you run faster. I'll give you like a lifesteal just because I, you know, send this suggestion 1,000 times. They finally did some changes, and now we're getting to a game mode where you don't see like Greed and run that fast in Covat. In fact, if you get quad controlled, your movement gets reduced. Now, when we're talking about that, because we're talking about grand scheme of why this strategy is working, Full Send just 50-50 flipped a second Dreadnought. Even though GG has, you know, Greninja secure, the Surf and all that, but it's really hard to run into a Hyper Voice and Water Spout Spin. Like, it's just really, really hard because they do so much damage, like AoE wise. If you run in, you're gonna get instantly like, you're gonna see your HP drop from 100 to 0. So you can see that Gaming Gladiators just lost that secure one more time, and Full Send got a second Dreadnought. Despite that, I think Gaming Gladiators played their team fight really, really good. And we're gonna show you another game that you will see their team fight is actually so flawless, but yet they will lose the flip on Zapdos and eventually lose the game. And that also tells you some of the objectives are simply too strong, too powerful, and they shouldn't be this strong, shouldn't be this powerful. So right off the bat, you can see Hyper Voice with a Calm Mind just zoning everybody away, but nice job from Toon there, you know, able to land a few more auto attacks to make sure that this guy gets away. You can see Blissey just stays around, and now Toon finally had enough and decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and KO you then. And a beautiful score on the bottom side though. Oh, that could have been a 45 points overcap. But again, Snowpoint just came in and be like, nah, there's no overcap under my watch. And now Lutano most likely is going to get KO'd, most likely going to faint under the enemy's slow zone right here. Try to get some farm before he faints, but there's no other way to escape this fate. So the last Dreadnought is going to happen right here. It's going to spawn in a few seconds, 5 seconds. And you can see the entire team of Full Send. They are on time, in position, right? Every time there's objectives, you can count on Full Send's entire team gonna be there, and it's gonna be Water Spin, Hyper Voice, Water Spin, Hyper Voice, Water Spin, Hyper Voice. They don't care if you have Cinderace Unite, they simply don't care. They will just full 50% chance flip the objective on you. And they know they have a better flip. So they know in the grand scheme of things, they have a better chance of winning. It's kind of like taking a gamble. They know they can gamble better. So right here, the team fight begins because the Blissey United, oh, Greninjas get absolutely shredded with Celestial spinning on him and with obvious snow points on a Hoopa, just using the full might of Unbound form onto this Pokemon. And now the entire team from Team GG is gonna get completely evaporated from the face of Aeos Island, and Team Full Send will just secure the Zapdos and secure the win into their bag. This strategy, this full flip strategy in the current meta is actually working out, not only because it's full flip strategy, also like they're really good in team fight because they're so unstoppable. If you run something squishy on them, if you run like Cinderace, if you run Greninja, they will run you down and you can't kill them because they're so tanky, right? They have Sylveon with a Unite move which turns Sylveon untargetable for a few seconds, and then when Sylveon drops, Sylveon becomes like have this huge lifesteal whenever Sylveon use skills. And you have like Hoopa who turns Unbound form and has become the highest HP target in the entire game, the tankiest person. And you have Blastoise who do Water Spout Rapid Spin, and guess what? When they're doing Water Spout Rapid Spin, they're untargetable and they get better defenses, which doesn't make any sense. And if you add a Blissey Unite on top of it, it's like what just happened? Like literally what just happened? It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of criminal what happened there. Again, the European #1 team used used this strategy and they won the tournament with it. To watch a European tournament, it turned out that their entire team, both sides, were running the same strategy because it worked out so well. And they just completely 50-50 flip and see who has a better flip, who is able to secure better, who has better luck in a different way. And it just make the game feels not so strategic, but more luck-based. Now, after the last game, you might thought, oh my god, the European strategy is so good. But let me tell you, because this is a full flip strategy, the thing that they're counting on is the better flip with a better chance of winning. It's not guaranteed win, since it's a flip anyways. It's just that, oh, we might have better secure, we might have better flip, so we're gonna win this. But if Gaming Gladiators took their team fight to another level, which you will see in this game, they can easily crush the dreams and goals of Full Send. The thing about it is it's just really, really hard to play every single game flawlessly. Because you gotta understand, we have Blastoise completely unstoppable. We have Sylveon doing Hyper Voice and that's completely unstoppable from far away. It's really difficult for you to punish or actually have a really constructive team fight. And that's exactly what you will see in this game. You can see right here, the Otter took one buff in this game. Like I said, every other game they only took one buff and he came straight to top side and started ganking right away to make sure that Gaming Gladiators top lane does not have a good time. And then, because they have 3 people top, they can easily secure all this bees right here and get their Blastoise level 5. He just went from a Squirtle to a War Turtle, whereas you look at Goof, he's trying to get to level 5 because GG is ganking bottom side. And that's something that Team GG is trying to innovate against Full Send because they already lost the best out of 5 series. And in this game, they're doing something different. They finally realized, okay, I might not be able to gank top because enemy does have a level 4 Sylveon who's really strong with Hyper Voice. They have a Blastoise. They have freaking Lucario level 5. So instead of going top, how about let me go bottom to gank and then give our War Turtle a little farm. And that's exactly what they pull off. And sure enough, it's working out wonders for them. And on top of it, right after top lane bees, you can see that Otter immediately went to the enemy jungle, went to the Gaming Gladiators jungle, and started invading and stealing buff. And that's also something that they do quite often. Team GG end up doing this against Full Send as well, knowing that they're going to send their War Turtle going back to farm. And again, a level 5 War Turtle have no secure, have no damage really. It has some consistent damage, but the damage is not very high. So anyone who goes in with a certain amount of burst damage, even a cursed Lutano, a cursed tree, will have better secure than this guy. So you can see right here, GG with a flawless rotation to the top side, they're able to catch this War Turtle off guard, and on top of it, getting 2 KOs, right? Getting the Bulby killed, getting the freaking War Turtle KO'd as well, and they're gonna secure the second set of bees. So really, really good plays from Team GG, really good rotation, outmaneuvering their enemy and getting themselves to level 9 before the first shred. And you can see because of the bottom lane lack of defense, I would say, because Full Send was seeing a lot of resource top, Goof was able to get quite a bit of farm and get himself level 7 right here despite not having the buff. So right here, he's just start farming now and doing water spinning on top of it. And Team GG in this particular fight still lost the secure just because, again, Full Send is banking on full luck. And that's a European strategy right here. It's kind of like when you go to a gamble scene, or when you go to a casino, you're not going to win all the time, but the pro players know that they are going to win most of the time, and that's what you're going to take home with, which is the most of the time. And it's kind of interesting how a team can play a game betting on full luck, but because they have a better and bigger percentage of winning. So let's play this whole series with that kind of mentality in mind, right? If we get it, we get it. If we don't get it, we don't get it. But, you know, long term, we're going to win this. It's kind of weird how that mentality goes in. Even though they lost the first strat for Gaming Gladiators, but because they were able to outmaneuver their enemy and they got quite a bit of farm on Goof, they're able to, like, just outplay them and get ahead every step along the way. Goof right here has 40 points, have to pop the Unite, and they got a KO. They got 2 KOs right here. The Blastoise on the Full Send side, even they got the Dread, is still not even level 9. And that just shows you how ahead Team GG is in this game. And the only way, in my opinion, to go against this type of strategy from Full Send is to really get ahead early game. Again, it's just really difficult to do so. But ganking bottom lane is definitely a step in the right direction because Team Full Send will have 3 people top minimum. So the top farm is kind of like a given. You have to kind of give that farm to your opponent. But bottom lane farm is completely contested. And you already have 3 there. So if you send in 1 more, it's 4 versus 2. You guarantee get the beast, and you can have an opportunity to score in an enemy tier 1 if the enemy are not paying attention. And you can see right here, Gaming Gladiators, they broke the bottom tier 1 really early to not give Fusen any opportunity to run them down at the second dread. And that's exactly what's happening here. Now Goof is going to try to run away to make sure that he doesn't full die right here. The Unite move comes in, it did end up missing, and you can see Snow Points with Hoopa Unbound. It does way too much damage to the support role, but we have said that before in my tier list video. I think a lot of characters shouldn't be categorized as support. If you want Hoopa to do this much damage, categorize him as an attacker, and it make more sense. You can see right here, Snow Points have secured 2 Dreadnought for the favor of Full Send, despite the fact that Full Send have lost both team fights. Right? Back to back to back. They just lost every single thing. Every rotation so far, GG has outmaneuvered them. But Full Send, it just got better luck. And there was few games in this entire series that Full Send lost the Zapdos fight, but they got the flip on Zapdos, and guess what? They won the game. And that's how the game works, right? If you get Zapdos and if you get able to score in, you win the game. And that's exactly what Full Send is betting on in this type of game. So you have Goof level 12, close to level 13 right now, compared to level 11 Blastoise on the other side. So right here, the Unite move coming in. Let's see who get this flip. You can see everybody's just using damage on it. But luckily for Gaming Gladiators, they have a Surf. And this time, Kun was not taking way too much damage before the Surf. So he's able to secure the Rotom to the favor of Gaming Gladiators. And that's what it's supposed to do. You're supposed to send your trees, send your Blastoise, send your Hoopa to go in and do the full flip. And get a Pokemon that has better secure. So the best Pokemon to secure in this entire game is obviously 2 Pokemons. Number 1 is Gengar. Number 2 is Cinderace. Right? If you have Cinderace Unite move, it does a single burst damage is really, really high. So if you want to bet on like secure better, I think those 2 Pokemons can be something that you consider. You know, really, really consider, right? If you really got Cinderace Unite in there. There was one game that we saw where Team Full Send go against Team Blackhand, and they're running Cinderace jungle. And the one game that Blackhand won was because they left Cinderace on the side, not do anything, just let the rest of the team flip. And Cinderace threw a Unite into the Zapdos pit, got the Zapdos, they won the game. Because again, Full Send is betting on the 50-50 flip. So if you just have a better flip, if you have better secure, you win the game. And that's exactly the thinking process every team should have going against the European strategy. I don't think their team has the best composition. I do think their front line is really, really strong because they have unstoppable Blastoise. They have Sylveon, who's doing constant damage with a Calm Mind on top of it. And they have Hoopa, who's just dishing out tremendous amount of damage with an Unbound form to flip every objective. And you can't stop that because they all have Muscle Band. So they force you to go on the objective. And while you're hitting them, you're also hitting the objective. After the game yesterday, when Full Send won against Blackhand, I talked to the Blackhand team leader, and then he told me that last game they lost to Full Send, they tried something different. They tried to full KO the entire team of Full Send before Zapdos. And then guess what? They failed miserably because they're so tanky. You can see right here, the entire team Full Send is just full flipping on the Zapdos right now. Luckily, for Gaming Gladiators, GG got it with Goof's skills. And they just got Zapdos this time to their favor. It wasn't even Greninja. And because they got a Zapdos, guess what? They won the game. So, again, this is a full flip meta. It's not something that I like. It's like kind of like gambling. Took a very strategic game to not so strategy, but more who has better luck today, right? Do you want to buy freaking lottery tickets because you have better luck today? I don't know. But that's literally what Full Send's team comes betting on. That's a European strategy. They're betting on the better luck. And then I'm not a big fan of it. However, it is very effective. And I do think it wins the majority of the time because they do have better flip and their team is just so tanky all around. All right, guys, welcome to game 3. I want to show you different scenarios of NA versus European meta. Now, this is one scenario where Team Gaming Gladiators is dominating the entire game, and yet they lost the flip and just lost the game. So you can see right here in the beginning, you have 3 people completely mirror matchup. Blastoise is attacker, come to the bottom side and just start going crazy. Top lane Lutano is gonna fall a little bit earlier. You do have a level 4 Hyper Voice Sylveon ganking the lane, and when you have a level 4 Hyper Voice Sylveon ganking the lane, there's not much you can do about it. It's way too strong, this Pokemon. You can see Blastoise from Team Full Send is going back to jungle now, taking 1 camp, taking the remaining core fishes and stuff. Whereas Blastoise from Gaming Gladiator, played by Goof, is still on the bottom side, getting no farm. And that's something that is really disgusting what's happening right here. Oh, you can see Celestial jumping in, and with the combo that they have, the CC chain, they just easily one-shot at the Greninja, and they have 4 people top. This is before Gaming Gladiators really start making the changes of, okay, let me send our jungler bottom lane at the first shred, at the first beast. You have no way to contest top. Top lane, they have way too many people, and they have a level 4 Hyper Voice Sylveon, which is the most disgusting existence in the game, right, with Hyper Voice. You do not want to fight that. You don't want to go against that. You want to gank a lane where they have an Eevee. You don't want to gank a lane, they have a freaking Sylveon. It's just, you don't really do much there. But you can see right here in this particular scenario, in the beginning of the game, Team GG is struggling a little bit, but they're able to make a comeback really quickly because they still have one hyper carry, which is their Greninja, whereas on the other side, farm is mainly being split between Sylveon and Blastoise. And they need a Blastoise level 7 as soon as possible. So Lutano is going to come back right here after he get a nice Portal back to full HP. And that's something really good against, when you have Portal, it's really good to go against this type of strategy. If you get chunked so much. Now Greninja try to get himself level 7. And that's something really good about Greninja because his power spike is level 7 instead of level 9. I like the overall thinking process of this current meta, the European strategy they're running. Just go full flip and then forget about everything else. Goof just go full OD mode. He won versus the 4, thought he can survive. But I mean, enemy also have Blastoise. They also have Lucario and everything. He just went in and get himself completely murdered and leave the Dreadnought to Full Send to grab. Now, obviously, still a flip, but Full Send does have 5 people here and they're gonna secure this objective. Also secure the KO onto Greninja as well. Goof actually just played way too aggressive. I think they're testing how strong they are overall, but Lutano really made plays this game. If anyone made a play this game, I'll tell you confidently it's Lutano. This player on the tree is such a strong force to be reckoned with. It's so tanky. You know, I've been recommending our top lane to play tree too, because the tanky and also now after Curse got changed, it does a lot of damage. You know, that really does a lot of damage. And every time you use push, your curse resets your push. And every time you use push, you regenerate HP. A lot of HP too on top of it. So it's actually quite crazy. Now, there's one thing that you can see that in this particular game, that Team Olsen did, I mean, their Blizzy did at least. He ag bombed the tree to make sure he didn't get a recall just now. That's also something that I guess Blizzard players can learn. Oh, nice surf there from Toon to make sure this Lucario player didn't get anything out of it. But bottom line, entire team Full Send is going crazy. And they're gonna scoring all their points. Top lane Lutano just trying to get his level 9. Even though Full Send has a really good early game, because Gaming Gladiator was trolling a little bit. But they're able to make the comeback in the mid game, and you will see really fast. So top side, let's see, the portal has been opened. The Dreadnought spawning in 20 seconds. And I can tell you this right now, the entire team Full Send is going to be on Dread, on time, in position. I cannot see who has Unite, who doesn't right here. I know the Blastoise just United, but Blastoise Unite is also really fast. So Full Send can get that Unite back almost instantaneously. Sylveon right now is getting vision in enemy jungle right here, just using Hyper Voice in that little chokehold. But he might be in some trouble right here going against the Greninja. Have to pop the Unite move just to make sure that he stays alive. But Toon is able to use, the Unite miss. That's unfortunate. He completely baited. And Greninja is going to miss Unite, try to score the 40 points. But Dreadnought again goes to Full Send side. Even though Gaming Gladiators have lost 2 Dreadnought, they are ahead on points. They have bottom tier 1 ready. And they're not behind on levels. In fact, their hyper carries, their tree is level 12. Greninja is level 12. Blastoise is level 11. Where you look at the entire team Full Send at this exact moment, they're all level 10 and 11. They're not level 12 except for Blastoise, who just turned level 12 as we were speaking. And then GG is playing really aggressive right now because they have this advantage. And that's something, like I said, if you want to go against Full Send, your best chance is to get ahead early. That means being on Dread on time and has a better secure. It's just really hard to be ahead against Team Full Send, like with their comp that's completely unstoppable, that just rams you down. That doesn't give a, carry in the world. Look at Blastoise goes in, didn't have the same effect. Goof's Blastoise go in, he never have the same effect of the other Blastoise from Full Send. Glacial can just go in and go on Greninja and get a lot of benefits out of it. Where GG Goof goes to go in as Blastoise, he didn't really get a lot. But right here, because Full Send made such a horrible mistake by chasing the Greninja, now they got the KOs out of it. However, their backline was left taking a 2 full combo, if not 3 from Goof, and they finally get chunked down. And the Goof was able to take like 2 to 3 KOs. 2 KOs there, almost killing the Blastoise, but eventually they got the KO. Now GG gonna secure this Rotom, another beautiful push right here, and they're gonna secure this Rotom, and Otter's gonna run away. With Axe Speed, with Calm Mind, this Pokemon is literally unkillable. Sylveon is a very tanky Pokemon for those who didn't know. Like, for a long time, the score comp in Japan was actually running Sylveon because of Calm Mind. When you're using Calm Mind, you get a shield, and you can dodge the damage from a really important skill, whatever that might be, right? Cinderace Unite move, Greninja Surf, you can dodge a full damage of it when using Calm Mind. And on top of it, you get the shield, so it's just really good skill, and it gives you a lot of special attack. So this is 2 minutes, you can see the entire Full Send are uniting in the center. They're forcing you to flip the Zapdos. Even though Gaming Gladiator at this point, they're 40 points ahead, but Full Send just full flipped. When the full flippy flip on you, right? I'm gonna get it no matter what. And sure enough, they got a Zapdos, they won the game. Again, it just blow your mind how like the game is designed that way, but it is. And bottom 100 from Gaming Gladiators from Goof is not able to score in because it does take 5.7 to 6 seconds to score in that 100 points. And then that's too long apparently for someone to score with Zapdos buff and come back, make it come back in time. You see, for Full Send, they have Lucario Unite. And Lucario Unite does a lot of damage. It does 3,800 damage to be exact on Zapdos. If you just stand on top of Zapdos and throw your Unite move, it does pa 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 pa. It's way too strong. I don't know why Lucario doesn't get a nerf. It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. And now Gaming Gladiator looking for the final push, but we we all know what happened in the end. The push was unsuccessful. Overall, guys, what do y'all think about this European meta that played by Full Send in this tournament and won the grand final against Gate GG? Do you think it's something that's cringe? Do you think it's effective? It's surely effective as they won the tournament. But do you think it's cringe? Do you think it's something that you and your friends want to try out? The Sylvia and Blastoise, I think they make a lot of logical sense. Remember to smash the like, subscribe, and turn the bell on to all notification bells. With that, that's Sunday signing off. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.
Just for the thrill of it, nothing counterfeit with you.